It is the last TWAB of the season. You know what that means, folks? We are not getting details about the next season. Bungie well knew what they were doing, but it seems like they're keeping the cards completely close to the chest and not telling us anything about next season until the season drops. Which, in terms of my YouTube creations, is a problem because I love to cover trailers. I'd love to speculate on what could be happening next season, judging by what we see in the trailer. But aside from supposedly the name being confirmed as Season of the Haunted, which, if I could find the supporting thing, I'll put it on screen right now, which I probably can. But yeah, that was pretty much the only evidence as to what the next season is about. There's been complete speculation. Supposedly it's going to be a Siva, Rasputin, and freaking Aphrodite season, if you remember those three things. But aside from the next season, it's time to get into the TWAB, which doesn't cover anything about next season. So they start off giving off more an address about the terrorist attack in Buffalo, New York. And of course, they reissued the Be Heard pin as a sort of donation setup, if anyone is curious. Of course, there is the Bungie statement that they put out just before this a few days ago, if you're willing to read the full details regarding that. And, of course, Guardian Games is coming to a close, and pretty much Warlocks have won. It's pretty much, you know, meh. Not surprising at all, but, you know, let's see. Our social media will also tell, as you might be able to do the math by visiting the podium of the tower, they might have such a commanding lead that Titans Hunter couldn't possibly catch up to their space magic. Yeah, because, you know, so many people decided to give Hunters the win this time. But they're going to be adjusting a few things, and when they actually adjusted, this is a clip to Mylan basically saying what I did. I would love to use the next trailers to make videos about, but basically they continue, and there's a lot of blah blah blah, but then they also pretty much tell us this is the last we'll be hearing of Bungie before the next season drops, so don't expect anything more. And with the final TWAB, they touch on a few things, most notably a quick patch note preview, details of the next dungeon, a preview of the upcoming trials, armor sets, and various other things. But basically starting, they address Destiny events as basically what events are is some stuff like the Festival of the Lost, the formerly Crimson Days, the Guardian Games, Dawning, those sort of things. Now they adjusted the Solstice of Heroes to be just the Solstice event, and they're adjusting a few things. Now, they're making it so you only need to upgrade one set of Solstice armor throughout the event. So if you're like me, who even though have the time to do all three armor sets, you will only need to do one. Supposedly you'll be able to upgrade the glows on all three armors. And you can get multiple instances of a helmet, so you'll be able to actually re-roll stats on potential armor that will be shared across drops. Another new feature coming to the Solstice is the European Aerozone mode called Bonfire Bash, which is basically Escalation Protocol, the Aerial Zone equivalent, where basically you're going to have paracalls of bonfires, and enemies including Taken, Cabal, Hive, and Fallen will be attempting to crash the party and extinguish the fires. It's your mission to guard them from wave after wave of incoming enemies, and they've also added floating islands and removed building barriers for maximum maneuverability. So you'll likely see a lot of eager edging across the Aerial Zone now. And there's more details on Solstice armor and upgrades in Bonfire Bash as we get closer to the Solstice, so keep an eye out for that. Now, the event card is something that they're kind of bringing back from Destiny 1. If you recall, during Year 3 in Rise of Iron, when Moments of Triumph came out, there was a booklet that inscribed many of the triumphs you would need to go for and have a little detail on rewards and some things. They're kind of reiterating that. Basically, the event card is going to function as a sort of quest tab that will appear during the event, disappear after the event is done. It'll contain challenges, triumphs, details, rewards, and that sort of thing. So basically, every new event will have a card, so we don't have to worry about keep checking the in-season lore tabs and all that for everything. Now, as well, event challenges, like seasonal challenges, are going to be objectives that players can use to complete rewards. Certain event challenges reward players with familiar items such as shaders, events, and other gear. And something event tickets. Every event challenge will be available to players right at the start, and so we don't need to worry about a week-by-week process. And basically, if we want to do it, everything can be done in the first week. Now, event challenges can be completed in any order at any point while the event is active, in case you feel like not spending the time on it. Event seals and titles, they're also introducing these. Now, basically, the breakdown, there will be a event for each, there'll be a seal for each event, so there will be one for the Dawning, one for Guardian Games, one for Festival of the Lost, and one for Solstice. But there will be also a multi-event seal, which will be the general event seal. So, Starting with the Solstice, each Destiny event will have a seal that players can complete as well as guild. These seals are as simple as completing all the event challenges on the event card. Finishing every event challenge will automatically earn you seal progress and unlock the title for that seal. And it's basically, progress on individual event seals can be tracked directly by the event card by hovering over the card on the left-hand side of the screen or viewing it from the Seal of Triumph's page. There's also a multi-seal event, like I just said. Starting with Solstice, players can earn a certain number of event challenges each of the 4 yearly Destiny events to complete this seal. This means that the earliest players complete the multi-seal event will be Guardian Games of next year, and doing so will also earn them a unique title. You'll also be able to guild this new seal after completing the standard version. We'll be sharing more details on how to do it in the coming year. They also upgraded the event card rewards. Basically, they're making it so that some of the stuff that would launch with an event, like a lot of the cosmetics you see with Guardian Games, a good portion of it will be unlocked from the event card and effort, so you don't have to worry about buying them for silver and bright dust. Now, they made it so that basically you can upgrade the event card by 1,000 silver and immediately grants players an exotic bundle. Players can acquire these and more rewards by spending event tickets, and by spending event tickets and working on your things, you can save somewhere around 3,000 silver from event items just by doing the events. So that's good on Bungie, making it so we don't need to actually spend as much. And hint, if you aren't sure whether or not you'll complete the event, wait until the last week, make the purchase, and see how many event tickets you've accumulated. But don't wait until the last minute, because event tickets will expire once an event ends and the event card goes away. Now, of course, Solstice starts in July, so we will see us then. Now, they gave us a patch notes update as well for the going to start with the UI. Updated the director navigation header to a new style to make it more scalable. Fixed a visual bug on the title screen when playing with a screen aspect ratio greater than 16:9. Fixed a logic bug that would sometimes show inaccurate information text on the Bungie name change screen after a player had changed their name via Bungie.net. It improved consistency with PlayStation and Xbox platform rosters, updating the online status of platform friends. Now, they buffed the amount of strange coin that drops from the reward chest of Dares in Eternity from 1 to 3 strange coins, but does not affect the lightning round chests. I'm assuming that's just to help people get strange coins and progress the Dares of Eternity in case they have, not played until just now. They also gave us the details about power cap. Basically, everything is going up 10. The power floor is unchanged, so the basic start of the season will be 1350. But soft cap has gone to 510 from 500. The powerful cap is at 560, up from 550, and pinnacle cap is 570. So you can wait to start grinding pinnacles until you reach 560, but of course, if you're like me and already at pinnacle cap, there's a good chance you're probably already at 560 yourself, so you'll only have to start with pinnacles. But vault space, an important thing. We've added 100 more details of the vault space, so people like me can stop worrying about almost being completely full. But we're probably going to somehow fill it up even faster. Now, basically, they nerfed Xur, so he won't be appearing on... they fixed Xur, so don't bother looking for Glitch Xur anymore trying to get a jump on his inventory and resources. It's just not going to happen anymore. So, quit making him work overtime. He needs the break. And also the Scorn Crossbow, its damage has been increased by 300%, assuring people will be one-shotted by their attacks, no matter the power level or how many damage this modifier have equipped. Don't worry, this is a joke. The real patch note is basically the Scorn Sniper Crossbow has been adjusted so that it's, in line with other combatant sniper weapons. Spread of projectiles has been increased to reduce instances of multiple projectiles hitting players. Now they give us details on the dungeon. The brand new dungeon will be releasing Friday, May the 27th at 10 a.m. Pacific. The recommended power to enter for normal difficulty is going to be 1550, but of course a master difficulty will be live day 1 as well. But we'll leave the entry requirements for when we get to that. But we're going to let you discover what will be going in terms of loot. Basically, high level look at all the rewards available from the dungeon. 1 legendary armor set per class, per the usual. Artifice versions will also be acquired via Master difficulty, so you don't need to farm Grasp of Avarice for Artifice armor anymore. 4 legendary new weapons, brand new. 2 legendary reprised weapons returning, whether it's from Destiny 1 or Destiny 2 to be seen, as well as an exotic weapon and an exotic catalyst along the likes of Galahorn in the dungeon. As well, there will be an exotic accessory in the form of a ship or a sparrow and 2 legendary emblems. I'm assuming 1 for completion and 1 for the solo flawless, or whatever they want to say. But of course, this is one of those details where they tell us that basically the best way to get into it is the deluxe edition of the Witch Queen. If you have it, you're good to go. If you want to experience the entire year of Destiny 2 content and haven't bought it, it's going to be on 25% off. Exact time and duration may vary. So the deluxe edition will be discounted soon if you somehow don't have it. Now, As well, if you want the dungeons, totally fine. You can pick both of them as part of the dungeon key, and it is ever store for 2,000 silver, so approximately 15 to 20 bucks if you just want the dungeon. But of course, Trials, they do tell us that the last week of Trials will be Freelance and Capture Zone, so if you want to, get into that, you can. Zone control will be enabled, obviously, Freelance and blam, but this will be the final weekend for Trials for a while, as Trials will not go offline until June the 10th. So, don't expect there to be Trials at the very start of the year because, that's how they usually do it. And of course, they did reveal some new armor because the third set of Destiny 2 armors come around. And if you haven't been able to tell, this is a bit of animal themed, as it seems that Titans have a ram or bull look, Warlocks have a sort of hawk and eagle look, and Hunters are monkey. So, reject modernity, return to monkey. And apparently this is either hated or loved by the response from my Discords. But aside from that, of course, they also show us the looks of the brand new fusion rifle and sidearm that will be coming to Trials next season. On top of what will be, basically, there's more. Now, they added a new Falcon's Chase Sparrow if you want to get into it. But of course, there is stuff that you can also find as being the Ghost that is very in theme. So there's going to be more loot that you can earn from just general cosmetics aside from armor. Now, the Gauntlet 2020, let's see what this was. This was another one of the donations that Bungie advocates for. If you wish to donate to anything for the Bungie Foundation, of course, they give you links for the donation pages and when. And of course, an incentive if you donate by $25. The team page, you'll receive the Ven Pulsar emblem, which will be distributed by Friday, June 10th. Now, to be eligible for the emblem, donations must be made to this campaign between the 15th and the 22nd at 11:59 p.m. Pacific. A unique redemption code will be emailed to you if you participate. One redemption code will be distributed per email for qualifying donations, so try not to just give it away to people. It's not theirs. But some patch notes to detail. Now, of course, the time of maintenance when the season goes live, so don't try to play during this time. The Bungie will be offline. But the Lance Chance Bungie rewards that I'm telling you guys constantly, the Guardian Games Tankard and Medal, those will be going away at the end of the season. If you have not earned them by then, you cannot buy them. If you can, you have until the 31st. But same thing with the Psionic Operator long sleeve shirt, the Vow of the Disciple pin, the Witch Queen Legendary pin, and the Risen Seal Collector Medallion pin. All of those will be no longer purchasable or no longer earnable by the end of the season in terms of Bungie rewards, and they will have the deadline to purchase if you've earned them until May 31st, the very next, week. And of course, claiming in-game rewards, players should make sure to claim all engrams from other vendors as the new season begins, because like I've said in my previous video, they will all go away regardless of whether or not you're stockpiling. Vow of the Disciple engram, basically the contest mode emblem should all be out by now. In case you don't get them by now, it's because you didn't officially meet standards. Basically, you had to do encounter 1, 2, 3, and 4 on contest mode. You couldn't just do encounter 2, 4, and say you did it on contest. You had to do 1, 2, 3, and 4 on contest mode at some point. Not in order, but you had to do all encounters to actually earn it. So you had not gotten it. You did not cheat the system. So there we go. Now, as we continue to investigate known issues, per the usual, the final 2 pages of the Menacine lore book does not successfully unlock for players. The renewal graph's damage buff may not function with the Dustfield Grenade's area of effect, and words in text chat may be displayed vertically. This can be resolved by restarting Destiny 2, but sometimes it resolves itself, so I don't know if that's really holding it in. But that's pretty much everything for the TWAB. I know it ran possibly a little long for talking, but that's pretty much how it goes when there's some stuff you have to clarify about, and some lore regarding the Synaptic Spear. Now, like I said, we're not getting any details about the season coming up until possibly the day of, which is going to be a trailer likely just a few hours or right as soon as the new season goes live. So people like me are kind of losing their hair when they can't, make a video on how the game could be going and speculations on what we could be doing with it. Aside from that, my name is Mad Scorpion, and thank you for watching.
Dream and we die. We stop being concerned, no chances keep on passing us by.